What's good, everybody? It's your boy Will. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the new best point guard builds in NBA 2K22. Now, this is going to be the meta point guard build for Pro-Am. Most guys right now are going with very short point guards. I'm going to be showing you guys a 5'8". The reason why these builds are so overpowered right now is because Mismatch Expert Hall of Fame is probably the most broken shooting badge in this entire game. You are basically able to just shoot over 7'3" centers jumping at you, all because of this one badge. Since you are so short, effects of the badge are going to be even greater than normal. We're going to have 99 speed with ball on pretty much both these builds, so you're going to be as fast as possible, and you're also going to have a 99 3-pointer. First build I'm going to be showing you is one that cannot dunk. A lot of Pro-Am guys are playing on builds that can't dunk because it doesn't matter. You don't even need to drive with how overpowered middies and threes are on this build. The second one I'm going to be showing you is one that can dunk. This is the one that I'm personally going to be making here soon, and it's the one I'm going to be playing on. I think it's funny watching a 5'8" player dunk, and it's honestly very effective because you are so fast and the dunks are so quick. It's really hard to block you. Starting off the first build, obviously this is a point guard. Now, for height, we're going with 1.73 meters. Again, this is 5'8". It's about 5'8.11", so a little bit taller than 5'8". That's why we're using the metric system. For weight, we're going with 65 kilograms on this first build. Wingspan, we are going with 1.8 meters. You could also lower this all the way down, but I feel like for the sake of getting steals and having better perimeter defense, it's better to have it a little bit higher. And then body shape doesn't matter. You could go slight just so you're a little bit smaller, but it's up to you. Now, for the stats that I personally would put on this build, we're obviously going to want no finishing. You can still make layups with no layups, so it doesn't matter. And obviously, this first build, we are not going to be able to dunk. So all we're going to have is a 60 close shot. This is directly from the mid-range. We're not actually upping the close shot. We're going to go with a 90 mid-range. You could also lower this down to an 84. Any lower than this, you're going to drop your three-pointer, which you don't want. Personally, though, I would keep it up at least to an 89, so you get that 37th shooting badge right there. But you could also put up to a 90. It's really up to you. This is just the base of the build that I would start out with. You guys can change what you see fit, but for the three-pointer, we're going to definitely want a 99. This is going to give us Hall of Fame blinders, which is a very broken badge in this game as well. And free throw, if you guys are only playing park, only playing stage, you don't need any free throw. You can drop this all the way down. But if you're going to play Pro-Am or you're going to play rec, anything where you need a free throw, I would recommend you to get at least like a 65. Obviously, since you're the point guard, in situations where the other team is going to be fouling you, you're most likely going to be shooting them, so you want to have at least a decent free throw so you can hit. I feel like a 75 is plenty in this game. I went with a 77. It's really up to you guys again, depending on what you play. Now, for pass accuracy, you're going to want to go with a 97. This is to get Hall of Fame bullet passer. You're going to want to be able to throw passes as fast as physically possible. For ball handle, we're going with a 99. This is going to give us Hall of Fame unpluckable. Steals did get nerfed, but you might as well get Hall of Fame unpluckable if you can. Speed with ball, we're going with a 99. This is going to make us able to move as fast as physically possible with the ball in our hand, which is something that we definitely want in this build. This build is specifically made to chase for threes, so now for defense, we're going to go with an 83 perimeter defense. If you really wanted to, you could drop this down to a 76, right where you get silver clamps. But personally, I would leave it up just because this is how fast you move on the perimeter when you're holding L2. And it is also your shot contest and whatnot. So we're going to go with a 90 steal as well. This is going to give us Hall of Fame interceptor, which is going to give you some crazy steal animations when you're in lanes. Now, if you guys really want to get Hall of Fame pickpocket, that is something you could do on this build. However, they did nerf steals pretty heavily, so I don't really feel like it's needed. If you wanted to do that, though, what you could do is you could drop down your mid-range, and you could drop down your perimeter defense. And as you can see, you can get it to a 96 right there, which is all you need for that. But like I said, they did nerf steals, so I feel like I'd rather have a higher mid-range personally than just have Hall of Fame pickpocket when you really can't get steals like that anymore. Now for the physicals, this build is going to have 99 speed, 99 acceleration, and 99 stamina. Now, speed doesn't affect how you move with the ball in your hand, but it is how fast you run around the court. So when you get out on the break, because you're going to be guarding up top if you're playing Pro-Am or Rec, since you do have good defensive stats, you're going to be able to get out on the break really fast. And then the 99 acceleration goes hand in hand with the 99 speed with ball. They both affect how fast you move while you're dribbling. So your guy's going to be as fast as physically possible. It's going to have a 99 three-pointer, pretty much max playmaking. Now for the takeovers, I would recommend you guys to try out Limitless Range. You could also use one of these shot creator ones. You could use a playmaking one. It's really up to you. A lot of people are using Limitless Range though because you can shoot really deep. Now real quick, I'm going to show you guys the badges that I would put on this first build if I was personally using it. I would go with Fast Twitch just because you have a little bit of a close shot. So if you're under the basket, you could make a standing layup. So Fast Twitch is going to make you go up a little bit faster. These other ones are irrelevant. Now for the shooting badges, I would go with Hall of Fame blinders. You can put on Deadeye, bronze. It's really up to you guys. I'm just going to show you a couple of the ones that I would personally recommend. You definitely want Mismatch Expert Hall of Fame. Like I said, that's the most broken badge in this game for point guards. You definitely want Hall of Fame Chef. You definitely want Hall of Fame Sniper. Now what you put on next is really up to you. Some people use Rhythm Shooter. I've seen some people using Stop and Pop. For playmaking, you're definitely going to want Hall of Fame Bullet Passer, Hyperdrive Quick Chain. You're going to want Hall of Fame Unpluckable, Stop and Go, Hall of Fame Quick First Step, Bronze Glue Hands, Bronze Bailout. You're going to want Hall of Fame Handles for Days. And then personally, I would recommend you guys to go to college. If you already have the Rebirth, you're fine. You're going to get the badges anyway. But I would put on Hall of Fame Tight Handles. It's really broken in this game. You're going to stun the defender when he's trying to guard you. And for defense, what's really crazy about this build right here is you're going to get 20 defensive points. So I put on gold pickpocket. I would put on maybe bronze ankle braces. I would put on hustler for sure. Definitely want Hall of Fame interceptor. You could put on pick dodger. You could put on clamps. It's really up to you here. I'd probably up the hustler to silver like that. Now for the second point guard build, I'm going to be showing you guys again. Position is point guard. We're going with the same height, 1.73 meters. Again, this is a little bit over 5'8". For weight, we're going with 65 kilograms. Wingspan 1.8 meters. Body shape, again, this is up to you. You probably should go with slight just so you're a little bit smaller. It's easier to drive to the paint without getting bumped. Now for the finishing on this build, as I told you guys, this is the one that is able to dunk. This is probably the build that I would personally go with. For this build right here, I'm going with a 74 driving dunk. This is going to also give me a 54 driving layup because they are connected to each other. And the close shot is again from the mid-range. So the 74 driving dunk right here, you're going to be able to get silver limitless takeoff. Now this badge only activates on certain dunk packages. So it isn't really needed, but it does help on certain dunk packages. You're also going to be able to get silver slithery finisher, which helps with getting dunks and layups. Driving into the paint, you're going to be able to slip past the defender way easier. And you're also going to be able to get bronze posterizer. So you're 5'8" with bronze posterizer, and you're going to be able to get all the fastest dunk animations in the game because you have a 74 driving dunk. Now you could also bump it up to a 75, but doing that, you only get about 3 different animations, and personally I wouldn't put any of those on because I don't think they're that good. So it's up to you. I think 74 is plenty. You're definitely going to be able to dunk every single time you drive to the basket. Now for the shooting, you have to go with an 84 mid-range. You really can't up it too much or you're not going to be able to get the same stats that I do. So having this 84 mid-range is just enough to get the 99 three-pointer. And again, this is what we need for Hall of Fame blinders. Free throw on this build, I went with a 72. Again, it's up to you. If you only play park, you only play stage, you don't need this at all. Pass accuracy is a 97. It's going to give us that Hall of Fame bullet passer, which we need. We have a 99 ball handle. This is for Hall of Fame unpluckable. And we have a 98 speed with ball. Just one lower than the other build. You have to do that to make this build work with having the dunk. Now the defense on this build, we're going to have a 63 perimeter defense. So the perimeter defense dropped and the steal dropped. Going to have a 60 steal. This is going to give us silver interceptor as well as bronze clamps. So you're gonna have a little bit of defense. It's nothing crazy, but it is good enough to get a stop in my opinion. So again, you're also already 5'8", so it's not like you're gonna be a crazy defender to begin with. Personally, I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. I feel like you can still get stops. A lot of the defense in this game is just based off animations anyway. So moving on to the speed. This build, you have to drop the speed to be able to get the dunk. But personally, I feel like a 90 speed is plenty because like I said, speed doesn't affect how you move with the ball in your hand. It's only without the ball in your hand, and you're playing point guard in this, so you're always going to have the ball. It's really only going to affect you when you're on defense, and you're already so tiny, and 90 speed is already pretty fast, so it doesn't really matter that much. I feel like a 90 speed is plenty. 98 acceleration. This goes hand in hand with the 98 speed with ball. This is how we're going to be moving with the ball in our hands, so we're just one lower than 99. You're still going to be crazy fast. The verticals of 54 in this build. You have to do that because of the 74 driving dunk. And then for stamina, I went with a 96. Now again, for the takeovers, it's really up to you. Like I said, limitless range is a good one. Shot creator ones are good, and the playmaking ones are good as well. It just depends how you play. Now for the badges in the second build that's able to dunk, we're going to put on silver salutary finisher, bronze posterizer, and silver limitless takeoff. Now again, limitless takeoff only activates on certain dunk packages, so if you're using this build or another build and you see that it's not popping up when you dunk, that's because of your dunk packages, and you can obviously just take it off. It's not working. Now, shooting badges are pretty much going to be the same as the other one. It's really up to you. It depends how you guys play as well. But the ones that I would 100% recommend you to have on are Green Machine. Don't really need Deadeye, but you can put that on. Definitely the Hall of Fame blinders. You're definitely going to want Hall of Fame mismatch. It's super broken. I would say put on Hall of Fame Hot Zone Hunter. You're definitely going to want Hall of Fame Chef. That's going to make you able to shoot deeper when you're off the dribble. And you're definitely going to want Hall of Fame Sniper. After that, it's really up to you what you want to put on, but that's a good base to start out with. Again, the playmaking is pretty much going to be the same exact thing as the other build. I'm just going to real quick throw them on because you could watch the prior build to this. I would recommend you to put on Hall of Fame tight handles for sure. Super broken badge. You're going to be able to stun lockdowns while they're trying to defend you. And then for the defense on this one, we only have 7 points to work with, so I would recommend you guys, if you're playing up top, to put on Pick Dodger, Interceptor, Clamps, and then probably Hustler. You could also put on Bronze Pickpocket, but your steal's pretty low, so I don't really see you getting too many steals like that. So I'd probably put on Silver Hustler. These are 2 of the best point guard builds in the game right now that I've been able to find. The meta always changes over time, so I figured I'd bring out a new updated video for you guys to watch. Pretty much every single guy in Pro-Am is using point guards under 5'11". Mostly they're using 5'8", 5'9", because it's so broken. Appreciate you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helped you guys out. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it's been your boy Will. You guys have a great day. Peace.